Log cabin floor part 4. Here's going to be the front porch. Going to be using standard decking boards, treated decking boards. Here is the interior floor space. I put all of these 16 on center, all of the joists that is, and then I did blocking. The internet says it was every 4 to 6 feet or 6 to 8 feet to put in blocking. Well, this thing's only 8.5 feet wide in the interior space. That's also something I should have calculated with the log cabin. 10-foot logs did not give me 10 by 10 cabin. Obviously, I'm now having to take the width of the logs into account. And I lost some space I thought I was going to have. So I put in tons of blocking here. And then even where I only have 2 in each one, if I have enough 2x4 left over, which I should, I'll actually put an extra blocking there. And then on the floor joist over here on the cabin, where we didn't notch out for the floor joists except for the first 2, and we just butted it up to the round logs, it didn't meet. There's a little bit of gap on the top on just a couple of these. So I went ahead and pre-drilled, countersunk, and slapped in 3-inch exterior screws. Now that sure as heck ain't going nowhere. I not only put some on the top, I went and put some in the sides. Because why not? I like to overbuild things. Do it right, do it once, or just overdo it. Then what I've done here is I've got my first decking board. I got it all square using my not so trusty speed square. Tried to make as little of a gap on this side as possible. I'm not sure what I'm going to fill it in with. I might just take a nice stick and put it right there. I might quarter a log and put it right there. I'll come up with something. Or I'll just leave the gap. And so this one's square. Checked it a million billion times. And I'm going to screw it in. And of course I'm doing crown down on the decking boards. So, you know, the wood grain is in a circle. This one shows you an easy example. You can see the wood grain is going down. So, no, it's crown up. That's the crown. That's how they refer to it, at least. So put down, so when the board warps a little bit, it warps a bit downward instead of warping upward and making a cup for water to hold in. And these are pressure treated, so you butt them up close together. And then when they shrink, gaps are created on their own. So now that this first one's square, what I'll do is I'll take screws and put 2 in per joist, about 1 inch to 3/4 of an inch on either side, to also prevent bowing. And then I just fill in boards nice and easy all the way until the end, and then whatever weird gap is left at the end, I'll cut a board to fill it, or cut something else to fill it. And right under here where it meets this last log, or meets this log, you know, there's a clear gap right under there. What I'll do is I'll probably take a 2x4, because, you know, there's not much space right here. I don't think stepping here is going to bow your board at all. So I might not put anything under the very end here that you can see is just free floating. But if I do, I'll just take a 2x4 and I'll just put it straight up underneath these decking boards and screw it straight into the logs below. And maybe add some blocking between it. But I lined that up so there's enough gap to where, or such a little gap that it shouldn't even be a worry, concern on either side. The interior floor I'm doing with 3/4 inch plywood. And then I don't know what I'm gonna coat the floor with, or panel it with. I don't know how they say it. And the reason I wanted this one square is I was worried that if this wasn't square, that all of my deck boards, if it's slightly sideways here, what if it ended up being a good bit sideways over there? It's not a risk I'm willing to take, and I don't have time to sit around researching it, so that's how we're going to do it.